1969, 1970. They have not been a good football team. But Belichick came there, and because he had such a close tie with his father and idolized his dad, he talked to his father about getting Nick Saban. You know, his dad, his dad said, "You hire this kid." So when he got to Cleveland, got that opportunity, he hired a coaching staff. We've done a show about this on the NFL channel. His coaching staff was unbelievable. Kurt Ferentz, the head coach at Iowa, was on that staff. Scott Paoli, who was general manager for, I think, the Kansas City Chiefs. Dimitrovic, who's now the general manager for the Atlanta Falcons, who are playing in the Super Bowl tomorrow. Also, there was Nick Saban, of course. There was Schwartz, who was the head coach of the Detroit Lions. And there were a couple more guys on that staff. I mean, the staff was unbelievable. And they were making progress in Cleveland. They were starting to win, but
he moved the team.
Well, what happened was the owner, he had been fighting with Cleveland to build a new stadium.
Right.
And they'd gone round and round. And he finally, for whatever reason, reached the end of his rope. And he packed the team up one night, in the middle of the night. He packed up the moving vans. He had to deal with Baltimore that nobody knew about. And he had to fire the whole staff because he was going to Baltimore and he was going to have some people that were also part owners with him. And they were going to make the say about who he should hire.
All right, now the bottom line is he becomes the greatest NFL coach, and that'll be solidified if they win tomorrow in Houston, 6:30 on Fox. We have it on 93.7 The Fan on Westwood One Radio. We'll be at Coons Market, McKnight Road with a big show. It's called the Studio Warm-Up to the Super Bowl, is what we like to call it, right out front of that great cafe with 600 flavors, varieties of your beer that you love, microbrews and craft beers. Yours truly, Greg Dellis, Bob Dvorak, Ted Arnaud. He just found a way to make it work with these no-name defenses, and I think that's what has really made him such a great coach, because he has always done a lot with a little, and he's taken these reclamation projects. I mean, think about it, over and over and over. And he's got a guy right now, the Garrett Blunt, who the Steelers gave up on, who right now may be the most bruising running back, who's going to get you the short yardage, who's going to crack the plane when you're up against that goal line, especially when you're in the red zone. He's also going to be able to eat up the clock. I look for them to come out running the football tomorrow. But time and time and time again. And, of course, you've got Martellus Bennett right now, who could have a breakout game. He, of course, the tight end from New England. Even though Rob Gronkowski is gone, they don't skip a beat. Julian Edelman, Chris Hogan out of Monmouth College, another guy who's just lighting it up. They have just found a way to win, and I think a lot of it has to do with his time with his father at the Navy Academy. Bill Parcells was at Army when Bobby Knight was their coach in basketball, and Coach K, who returned today on the sidelines for Duke in that win against Pitt, was playing at Army. I just think it was a long journey, and finally all the stars aligned, and it worked out. But as far as Brady is concerned, you being an ex-quarterback, what makes this guy, when you look at him on paper, you think, nah, he's vanilla, but he always finds a way to win, especially when something big like a Lombardi trophy is on the line.
Well, if you ever saw when he was at the Combine, I mean, he was pitiful looking, and you could time him with a sundown. That's how slow he was. He ran like a 5-flat 40. His body was not in great shape, but he had a great release. And that's what you look for in every quarterback. You want a guy that can get it up to his ear and gone. And he had that. He could just get rid of the football quickly. So from then on, it was a process of him. And what a lot of people forget is Belichick traded 3 draft choices to get Bill Belichick. That's how badly he wanted him to coach. And obviously, he lives and breathes coaching. And in Brady, he found what he's looking for. He found a kid that was underappreciated, that was not thought to have the talent to play in the league, who had a chip on his shoulder, and was willing to work. And when I say work, nobody works like Belichick. No one works like Belichick.
All right, and yeah, 2 weeks to compare. Last thing, how do you see this game unfolding? You've got the number 1 scoring offense in the league, 8th best all-time, 540 points, a little over 33 points a game. You got a defense that's number 1, and they've only given up about 15 points a game throughout the regular season. Something, as I said earlier, has got to give. What do you see happening in this game? New England's still favored by 3. We'll end on that note.
Well, you got to remember they always say defense wins championships. So you would have to think that Belichick's going to try and take away their best player, which is probably Julio Jones. They've got 2 great running backs. You know, you're going to have to whichever one's hot, he's going to have to try and slow down because they'll both play. So they've got a very good running game. They've got a potent passing game with a receiver that's a beast in Julio. Now, just like Le'Veon became a non-factor because he got hurt. So, and then they pretty much took Antonio out of the game. He really wasn't a big factor, obviously. He didn't play well. But what he does is he finds a weakness. And he will pound you at that weakness. He will just keep pounding until he wears you down. He's a lot like Nick in that respect because they coach together. They're going to try and beat you up with their offensive line. They're going to try and beat you up with their defensive line. And then it becomes a moot point because they're just going to wear you down until you break.
Let me tell you what kind of competitor Nick Saban is. When they lost to Clemson, he looked thoroughly disgusted on the sidelines, and he has nothing to be ashamed of, but that's why I like Nick Saban. He will be back. Okay, Hall of Fame tonight, we're going to go. We got Morton Anderson in there, Tony Vaselli, Isaac Bruce, Don Coryell, Terrell Davis, Brian Hawkins, Alan Faneca, former Steeler, Joe Jacoby, Aliquippa native Ty Law, John Litz, recently signed as GM with the 49ers, also Terrell Owens, Jason Taylor out of Pittsburgh, LaDainian Tomlinson, Kurt Warner, and more. Who do you think's going to get in? Oh my God. Come on, just give me 2 or 3, and we'll let you go.
Well, let's see. I would love to see Ty Law, obviously.
Yep.
I'd like to see Jason Taylor get in. I mean, he's a great pass rusher, tremendous pass rusher. And Faneca, I'm picking favorites here.
I'll tell you one, whether you like him or not, Terrell Owens should be in the Hall.
Terrell Owens should be in the Hall.
There you go.
I totally agree with you.
Thank you.
People will say because of just his showmanship and his antics, but the guy can flat play football.
And he came in game shape every time he laced up the spikes. Final score of the game tomorrow. And you got a 3-point swing, New England the favorite. Who do you like? Give me a score.
Well, I would like to see Atlanta win. I really would because the quarterback, he's from Pennsylvania. He's a Pennsylvania boy, so I'm a big fan of Ryan, Matty Ice. But, realistic, you have to think that New England's going to win. Brady gets rid of the football so quickly. That's why Pittsburgh couldn't get to him. I mean, they will throw short routes, they'll throw crossing routes. They eat a zone up. If you don't get to him, he will eat a zone up.
Who's going to win? Give me a score. Come on.
New England.
All right.
28-24.
And look for the pick, Brad, Dion Lewis to be a factor out of the backfield. Ladies and gentlemen, the great Skip Pluto. Yours truly, Petrucci Brothers Brewing, 5th Avenue, New Brighton. Good night. We'll see you bright and early tomorrow morning, KDK at 5 a.m. Bye-bye.